What is happening, everybody? It is Tuesday night, and we got an awesome show packed tonight with author McKayla Jade. So I did figure out what I'm going to do for Blue Balls Review since we missed it on Saturday. Saturday show will be Thursday before Steph's show. Usually the shows are like a half hour to 45 minutes. So Exploding Blue Balls Reviews will have a makeup show on Thursday, probably around 6:37 Central, just so I can get off of there before Steph starts his show. So look forward to that. We're going to be reviewing Fire Bitch 2. Well, Fire Bitch 1, because Fire Bitch 2 is going on. And we're going to finally get that Lily the Demoness review going on since Little Man was sick last weekend. So welcome, everybody, to the show. Thanks for dropping by. And I am going to bring out author McKayla Jade. How's it
Hey,
going tonight?
pretty good. What's up?
Oh, just another fun day at work. We're all counting down the time till Wednesday.
Yeah,
I
no
I
kidding.
don't know if a lot of people are off on Thursday or not, but thank God I am because I'm ready for it.
I'm off because I landscape, so all winter is free for me.
And then so let's see, we got hold on, I'm gonna back up the comments here. So we got Wendy in the show. Hello, Wendy.
Hey, Wendy.
And we got Teresa. Hey Teresa, thanks for joining in.
Hey.
And we got Jack. What's going on, Jack?
Hey, Jack.
So
Look who's back.
yeah, look who's back. Well, see around here, what's going on, Ed? Thanks for joining in, buddy. I hope you're doing all right. So, and then Jack says hi. So, the funny thing about Jack is we have this dealership in St. Louis area that's called Jack Schmidt Chevy. And like back in the day when I was a kid, they always had these commercials that, they would be like, you don't know Jack. And then they would like
Yeah.
cut the scene as soon as the person was going to say shit. Or they would actually say Jack Schmidt. And they'd be like, what did you say? Schmidt, Jack Schmidt. Did you just tell me I don't know Jack? And
Yeah.
so they were pretty funny. So that's all I think of every time I see Jack's name is
That's
that
awesome.
commercial.
That's
So just know
awesome
Jack.
marketing, actually.
Yeah, it's really great. So just take pride in the fact, Jack, that every time I see your name, it makes me laugh. Not at you, but it makes me laugh.
Not at you, just with you.
Just with you, yeah. So we are having this show tonight to talk about the awesome author, McKayla Jade. You have a book launching on Tuesday, the 29th.
Yes.
Number
And
two.
it's my first endeavor into self-publishing.
Oh. So how did you
Yeah.
publish the first one?
The first one went through a publisher.
Yeah. My
Yeah.
first one went through a publisher.
But let's just say the relationship was bad. I don't know if it was my editor or what, but we just didn't mesh. It didn't work. So
Here she goes right out of the gate. Have you ever
right out of
had
the gate.
imposter syndrome?
Not yet, because I guess because I am what I am. What you see is what you get. So nobody could ever come to me so far. Nobody could ever come to me and say, "Wait a minute, you're not acting like you, or you don't write as well as you write." I don't know. I'm just not, and maybe that's because I associate it differently. I don't associate I don't get nervous. I get excited because those feelings are the same. If you break it down and back it up and you think about it, when you get excited, what happens? Your heart races. You might sweat. That's the same thing that happens when you get nervous. So for me, that's not nervous. That's excited.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I just don't know how to do imposter syndrome, or I don't have enough books out yet. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I fully understand that. I mean, I have to say, imposter syndrome is real. I'm my own worst critic. It doesn't matter
Yeah.
what I do. Like I built my kids' toy boxes by hand without any plans. I'm just like, this is how I'm going to build it, and this is what I'm going to do. And then I'm like, this is going to turn out like shit. And then I get to the end, and I'm like, man, this thing's freaking awesome, and it's beautiful. Like I went out and bought a wood burner, and I like burned her name,
Yeah.
and I made seashells and stuff, and I was like, this is gonna look like shit. And I was like, and then it's like later on, you take a look at it, it's like, wow, I made something beautiful.
Yeah.
And it's easy to fall into that, and that's always a good question. Thanks, Teresa, for blasting us into the one of the biggest questions you could ever ask an author. Have you ever had imposter syndrome? And it's real,
Not yet. It doesn't mean it won't happen. It's just not yet.
Yeah. I mean, you get a book and you're writing. Your first book does well. You get your second book out there, and then it doesn't sell really good at first, and you start getting cold feet. You're like, oh, did I mess this book up? Did nobody like the first book? That sort of thing. So for those of you in the audience, what I'm trying to do is, if you don't know what imposter syndrome is, that's kind of the breakdown of it. You lose faith in what you're doing, basically, and you beat yourself up about it. So. Yeah, Dan. He says I don't give a fuck syndrome.
That's where I'm at right now. I don't know. I might get the other one later.
So, what is the first book about? Give us a breakdown of what the first book's about.
The first book is a Cassidy. It's set in medieval times, and so the main hero or heroine of it is Cassidy. Cassidy loses everything. Everything she's ever known, everything she's ever loved is gone. And so now she's thrust into this other world with her uncle, who she doesn't have a relationship with. She doesn't know the guy. She just has to live there. And so he's not nice, she finds out, at all. And so the hero steps in, Hawk steps in, but there's secrets, and there's all kinds of stuff going on that, like, wait a minute, this isn't just normal. There's secrets, and then just as soon as she figures out that she's got Hawk as her rescuer, or her knight in shining armor, then she's got to, wait a minute, Hawk isn't normal. Wait, he's got secrets too. Do I really want to get involved in all these secrets that he's got? I already got this crap going on over here. So yeah, I've been told it's like reading a D&D scene.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
for those of you D&D fans out there.
Yeah, I didn't even think D&D fans would like it, but hell, if it's like a scene, read it.
See, I told you it was going to come up right away. We talked about this about 10 minutes ago. He says we're going to start the show off right. Russell has a rule. This is a no pants zone. So hopefully you're not wearing pants.
Nope.
This is Pantsless Con 2020. I mean...
Yeah, you can't see.
Yeah, and see, you're testing the waters, Jack. I mean, you're talking to McKayla Jade, the one that says that you can buy her panties off of her website.
You can buy panties off Cafe Press, McKayla's merch. Yep. Or Flask, or both.
Yeah.
However you want to go.
Yeah, and she says you can even wear her panties to one of her cons, and she'll sign them for you.
I'll sign them. Yep, I sure will.
I can sense Jack blushing at making that comment now.
Good, because I don't.
Hey, you know what? And it's great. It's great to be in this kind of an industry where you can have fun. And you just, you have what Danny said, the IDGAF,
Yep.
It's all about having fun and being yourself. And that's what's great. And that's what these shows are about, is finding out, who the people are behind the books and what they do and what they like. So, whoa, she is about that life. What? That didn't take long. I was wearing pants during our live show. Hey, you're getting the ticket right there. $500 fine.
Yep, $500 fine right there.
So let's jump in with that. One of the things that I like to always ask is, what inspired you to get into writing?
I don't know if it inspired me to get into writing necessarily, but to get into making a story or telling a story. And it took a lot of self-reflection, but I think it happened because my life sucked. That's the watered-down version of, we lived in poverty, in a trailer, on food stamps. My dad couldn't hold down a job to save his life, or ours for that matter. And my stories were my escape. So the more elaborate the stories, the more I escaped. I could lose myself in a book. I could lose myself in a story. And my mom had these like old-time romance novels. And I'd read them and I'm like, I can write this stuff, but I can write it better. I always wanted the book to go delve deeper into the story. I always wanted that. Well, what happens if we change the story a little bit and we make it a little more detailed? So that's kind of how it happened.
That's awesome. So when did you actually start writing the first book in your series? How long ago was that?
A long time ago.
A long time ago.
Warrior Secret was actually written when I was like 13 or 14. And I was scared to death because I was like, I wrote it for me. I wrote it because that's the story I wanted to read. And I would put it away and I would work on it. And this went on for 20 some years. And my sister-in-law, I said something about, yeah, I wrote a book. And she's like, what do you mean you wrote a book? And I said, well, so maybe that's that imposter syndrome. She says, well, let me read it. Okay, I'll let you read it, but you can't tell anybody, right? So
that never happens.
Yeah. She comes back to me and she says, why the hell is this not published? Well, first of all, I thought you had to get a literary agent. I thought the agent had to go to the publisher had to say yes. Or if you sent it to a publisher, the publisher had to say yes. And I'm like, I don't know how to do yes. All my life, I've been told no. Yeah. No, you're not good enough. No, you'll never be good enough. No, I know how to deal with that. Nobody's ever said yes. And so I met a couple different writers, and one kind of took me under her wing, and she says, submit it to my publisher. And I thought, okay, what are they going to do? Say no? I know how to deal with that. They said yes. They said yes.
And you're like, now what do I do?
Yeah, I absolutely was. I was like, shit. So I texted her and I was like, they said yes. What do I do? And she goes, submit it. Like, oh, okay. Now what? And basically it went down to every time I communicated with the publisher, it was really good until I got my editor. And my editor kind of drug her feet. It seemed like she was overwhelmed, like she had too much on her plate. And so I finally asked her that. I said, am I like at the bottom of your list? Do you not have time? And she says, no, actually, you're like my top 3. And I thought, lady, you ain't talked to me in 6 months, and I'm in your top 3? You're either really overwhelmed or you don't know what the hell you're doing or you're blowing smoke.
Yep.
So for me, the experience at the publisher wasn't great. But everybody else I talked to that works with that publisher, they had a pretty good run. I'm like, well, maybe it was me, And so then you look at the profit margins and you look at self-publishing and you're like, yeah, that's just dumb. Because in the meantime, with the editor not talking to me, I'm learning stuff. I'm talking to Brian K. Morris. I'm talking to Amy Hale. I'm talking to Linda Cox. And none of them write the same genre, right? They're just writers. So I'm talking to them. I'm like, okay, how do you do this? And how do you do that? And why can't, you don't have to go to a publisher for that? And they're like, oh, hell no, honey. Listen, this is how we do this. I'm like, okay, all right, I can do that. And so the whole time I'm waiting on this editor to get back to me, I've learned how to publish a book. Like, wait a minute. And I even had another author come to me and she said, listen, I don't write historical fantasy stuff like you write. But I have one that I want to publish. Will you do it for me? Or will you do it with me? And I was like, sure, okay. So she and I work on this book together, which is a historical romance set back in like Arthur times. And we had it published in a month. Meanwhile, my first book is still at the publisher with this stupid editor that won't get back to me.
And so this one was, we're under contract, so you couldn't just be like, all right, I'm going to take this somewhere else. Yeah. You had to legitimately wait on them.
Yeah, I had to wait. And it was like, now wait, my friend and I can publish a book like that. The profit margins are way better. And it looks better than the book you guys put out. Okay. Yeah, okay. So yeah, when the second one rolled around, the publisher has a clause in their contract that says, if it's a series, they get first dibs. So I may or may not have sent a rough draft that they didn't like. So they rejected it. Like, oh, darn. Shucks.
Yeah.
So then I get to publish it myself. Yeah.
So basically you force rejected yourself from them because they're like, hey, we don't like this. And so you're like, good. I'm glad you didn't like it. You can shove it. Perfect. And I'm going to go do my own thing now.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. That was the moment I was like, I just made that decision. Holy cow. So yeah, I did. I reached out to friends. And I'm like, okay, all right. Now I'm not a publisher. I'm going to do self-publish. How do I do it?
Yeah, and it's exactly right. Seems like signing a book deal gets most people shelved, not in a good way, and then steal the idea. Well, I mean, and that's the thing. Everybody always asks me, why am I publishing my book myself? I get when I talk to people on the street, I'm like, hey, I'm coming out with this book. Check it out. It's going to go live
Yeah.
soon. And they're like, you don't go through an agent? And I'm like, no, why would I want to do that? And they're like, well, you could get so much more
You
reach for your book, and you can get it out all nationwide. And I'm
Good
like,
luck with
yeah,
that.
but here's the thing. They own it for a year. Everybody knows about this book. Everybody, I'm like, I'm excited about this book. We're doing it. Yeah. And then you give it to the publisher, and the publisher's like, yeah, we love this book. We're going to publish it. And then a year goes by, and they don't do anything with it. All those people that you've had pumped up for this book are just, they've moved on. They're like, oh, whatever. This book's never coming out. So, you pretty much screw the pooch. You take your chances. If they jump on your book and get it out right away, great. But, self-publishing is the way to go. You can control.
Anymore,
Yeah, I mean, you control your characters. You control the way your book goes. And you can do whatever you want with it. If you get to the end and you write like 3 books and you want to do like a collective book, and you could do it. You don't have to be like, can I do this with my own stuff, please?
Right.
And that's pretty much how it is.
Well, and another thing that shocked me was I thought, okay, well, I can buy author copies at a discount and then take them to signings and sell them.
Yep.
Well, yeah, you can. Their discount was $5 on a $20 book. Like, are you serious? Like, I gotta buy my own books at like, it was like $12 and some change, and the book retails for $18. Like,
well, and see,
does that make any sense?
Well, and that's the thing, and they probably printed it at the quantity that they probably paid, $7 or $8 a book, and like, see, to where if we do like 100-book print run or 125-book print run, it's averages out to be between $12 and $18. Like mine, I think it for the soft cover it was like 23, but mine had 11 color pages in it too, so that definitely offsets everything.
Okay.
But and that's the thing that sucks about self-publishing is you have to ask more for the books, but you still have more control. You have a better reach to be able to say, hey, I've got this book,
right?
It's awesome, it's coming out this year, and follow through with it. You can print it. And
it really is coming out this year. Yeah,
it really is coming out.
Yeah, no kidding.
So who were some of your inspirations in books that you read? Like, what are some of your favorite genres / authors that you like?
It depends on, honest to God, it depends on what day it is or week it is. Like, when I was growing up, it was, I wasn't that big into, like, all the books you were supposed to read for school, like Tom Sawyer or, all the shit that the English teacher was like, here, read this. And I thought, I'm a reader. Okay, great. No, I don't like Moby Dick. I don't care.
Yeah.
But I found, and I don't know if it's the hopeless romantic in me or what, but I found my mom's old romance books, and that was part of where I got it. But then one of my favorite cartoons was Gargoyles.
Yep. Gargoyles is awesome.
Yeah. So if you notice the first book, Warrior's Secret, he's got wings. That's where I got the idea. Goliath was my jam. I loved that cartoon. In fact, my kids, one Christmas, I said, listen, they only made seasons 1 and seasons 2 of Gargoyles. It's on DVD. You can get it on Amazon. I want that for Christmas. And sure as shit, I get it for Christmas. And my kids make fun of me for watching it. I'm like, that's not fair.
That's not fair.
How is that fair?
That's not fair at all.
Rats?
Yeah. That's terrible.
But yeah, so that's kind of where I got my ideas. It was the whole, I wanted a hero. I wanted a hero to swoop in and save the girl. But I wanted the girl to be kind of badass too. Like, she can take care of herself. She just needs a little help. And so yeah, it was that. It was, I liked that big alpha male. Because I mean, look at Goliath. I mean, So yeah, I'm a partial nerd.
So how old were your kids when they made fun of you for watching Gargoyles?
Oh, shoot. They were like, well, the oldest one was probably 16, 17.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And they didn't like Gargoyles. Is there something wrong
with them? Well, they don't
them?
mind it, but they thought it was
funny.
I was watching a cartoon.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Yeah. It's a good cartoon.
You know, that's like me buying Chippendale Rescue Rangers and making my kids watch it.
Yes.
I love it more than they do. I'm like, you know, Chippendale. You know, you feel like you're like 5 years old again.
Well, that's one of my other hobbies is gardening. Okay, and the neighbor has this giant beech tree, and I don't know if you know beech trees, but the leaves are huge. They're gigantic. And if you watch Littlefoot, tree stars. And so outside, I'm like, oh, look, a tree star. And my kids are like, what? I'm like, have you never watched The Land Before Time or Littlefoot? Littlefoot tree stars. Don't you understand?
Yeah.
No, they have no clue.
Where did I go wrong with you in my life?
Your education is seriously lacking.
Yeah. That was like when growing up, you know, one of my favorite cartoons to watch was Little Mermaid. I absolutely love that. And my grandma and grandpa had that. And so, and then that was the other one, Land Before Time and the Little Mermaid. I don't know why I loved them so much. I think it was just the Under the Sea song, you know.
Probably.
It was super catchy. But yeah.
It was all the mermaids, seashells. That's what it was.
Yeah, it was all the hot chicks.
Yeah.
You know, scantily clad. So, yeah, exactly. Kids nowadays have no clue what good cartoons or comics are. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I loved watching Darkwing Duck and Bonkers and Gargoyles and Batman Beyond.
I did, however, my youngest one, I got to be a stay-at-home mom with her. And one of her favorites was Tom and Jerry. So I did something right. Only for the big girls. Only the big girls get to go to Chippendales.
Yeah. Yeah, he's telling me, he's like, I'm going to have to work on my dance moves. So I'm working on them, working them out.
I do it. It embarrasses the kids. I love it.
Oh, yeah, it's awesome. That's one of the biggest things is like, you know, I have all these stories that I'm saving up for things that I can embarrass my kids with. And I'm just like, man, wait until like 10 years because I won't forget this. Like, you just wait. It's going to happen. It's going to come back and it's going to bite you in the butt.
Oh, heck yeah. That's my oldest just graduated college. And my youngest is technically she's in middle school. I homeschool, so it's one of those. Is she in 7th or 8th grade? Well, she's doing 8th grade stuff, so, you know.
Something like that, right?
Yeah. Yep.
This thing's giving me fits.
Is it?
Yes, it is. That's what I'm in mess with.
Yeah, look at this. Look at the difference here, okay?
Oh,
Can you
tell? Let me bring it up.
Okay. I'll hide behind them. Can you tell which one is by the publisher and which one isn't?
Yes, the one on the left is by the publisher and the one on the right isn't.
You don't know that. But yeah, I mean, you can't tell. There's no way. They're a reader picking those up isn't going to know.
Yeah, but I can tell because the one on the right has more care put into it.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, huh? I mean, come on. Gloss. Let me tell you. Publishers don't go with the glossy look. And self-publishers go for the glossy look because it looks badass.
That's published. That's by the publisher. Yes.
Like every freaking book I ever buy that's like a published book.
This one is self-published.
Really?
Yes. And you know why she did that? My co-author did that because it's cheaper.
Yeah, see,
non-gloss is cheaper.
Yeah, see, like all of the paperback books that I have, almost every single one of them are satin finish like that. And like some of the ones that I bought that are self-published are always gloss finish, and that's how I always tell when I'm looking at them.
No, like, and that was one decision that she and I talked about when I did this next one, Warrior's Trust. She was like, no, go matte finish because it's cheaper. And I said, no, this one's glossy. I want to stay with glossy.
Yeah. Well, plus it looks badass. If it's not broke, don't fix it, right?
Yeah. Well, and if you give this to your fans, and let's say they want to do like an Instagram thing, in the right light or the wrong light, however you want to look at it, you'll see fingerprints and scuff marks on that book.
Yep.
So they can't do an Instagram that looks real good. On the glossy ones, Instagram and Facebook, it all looks good. So yeah.
See, hold on, we missed a couple here. Let's see. I grew up in the 90s on a booty shaker. Kids are like, what's that? I'm like, twerk, bish.
Yeah. Twerk before it was twerk.
Just remember, if you embarrass them too much, they'll have say-so on unplugging your life support someday. They will.
Yeah, that's okay.
Then I'll haunt their asses.
Yeah, see? There you go. You just
Sam and Dean don't have nothing on me.
Stop.
Yeah, exactly, Trish. You know, it's always fun when you're scrolling through Facebook and you got those people
Yeah.
like streaming 80s and 90s cartoons. You're like,
Yeah, Bill
I
Sarton.
remember this.
Bill Sarton. Every Saturday morning, you can sit and watch cartoons with Bill Sarton on his page.
So, Jack has a question. He says, McKayla, so you were into the whole bestiality thing, the Goliath and Mazda head going on.
Yes. Well, that's my other favorite one is Beauty and the Beast. So
There, Danny said, be nice, Jack, and go buy her panties.
yes, go to my merch store, buy my panties. I'll sign them. I don't care if you wear them on your head. I'll sign them.
Let's see. Maybe she wants to buy mine. Get out of here, Jack.
As long as they don't have funk, dude. We ain't doing funk.
Don't have funk. Oh my God.
I know how you boys are. Boys are ew.
So here's a funny story. I got to tell this since we were talking about the whole bestiality thing. So I don't know if I've ever told this live on air before. So I bought my wife a Nook like 7 or 8 years ago, back when they were actually Nook books. And
Did she use it for Pornhub too?
No. I love how you say two. So there's these books that you can get, and back then on Nook, you could share them with somebody else that had a Nook, and they could read the book for like 6 or 7 days. So we're like, now you can't do it, but back then when it was Nook, you could share the book with somebody, and like either it was a preview or it was the entire book. And so there was a couple of free books that were on the store, so she like bought some of them, and so when her mom got a Nook, she shared some of those books to her mom's Nook. So her mom reads this book, right? And this is hilarious. So we go up there. This was when her mom lived up in the city. We go up there, and she's like, yeah, Tiffany, I really don't know about that book that you shared with me. And Tiffany's like, what do you mean? She's like, well, there's that dragon book that you shared with me. She's like, I don't know what kind of stuff you're into. So it turns out that this book that she had gotten off of the marketplace that was free, you know, one of the monthly free books, was like dragon porn. It was like dragons banging chicks, and you know, it went into like full detail of like everything, and, you know, and them unloading their money shots all over them, and I mean, it was like hardcore. And I was like, oh my God, you shared that with your mom? Why did you download that? She's like, I didn't know. I swear I didn't know. I was like, what kind of freaky deaky are you into?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Oh, that was freaking hilarious. Maybe she was, let's see, just sent the link to you. Thank you. I was trying to share it to my main page because that was one of the places I didn't share it to. And it's like, it keeps telling me I can't share it to my own store. Yeah. So whatever, stupid computer. It's Facebook. We'll blame them. Skid Mark Haynes are not in demand.
No, they're really not. No.
Yeah, Jack, she doesn't want your Spidey undies. Oh, man, you guys are feisty tonight.
It's all right. I saw the Batmobile last night.
Oh, you saw the Batmobile last night? Where did you see that?
We have a East Peoria, Illinois, does Festival of Lights every year.
Yeah.
And this one was done all in lights. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, and when they do their parade, actually underneath this Batmobile, there's an old junky car that they drive down the road, and so it looks like the Batmobile is actually driving. Yeah, it's really cool. They did it all in lights. Every single spot of the Batmobile is a light.
That's awesome.
Yeah. If you look at my Facebook page, you might be able to see it. I think I uploaded
How long is that running until?
It runs until like January 4th, I think. They do it till after New Year's.
Yeah, because we only live like 2 hours from Peoria, so.
Okay, well, yeah. It took us an hour, and most of it was waiting to get to it because the line is so slow. You can see the line going up the hill for miles of just these cars waiting to get in.
Yeah, and see, that's how ours is. You know, we got Santa's Magical Kingdom next to Six Flags here in Eureka. And and so that's always backed up all the way down the outer road past Six Flags. Yeah. And then Six Flags started doing their own thing with lights. So now they got competition with each other. But, you know, it gets boring. You see the same old thing every year. And they add on, like, one little bitty new section. Right. I mean, it's an insane amount of work those guys put into it. But
it is.
The kids
and one year, ours, because they have, like, a Budweiser Clydesdale float, one year they had the Budweiser Clydesdales come. You know, and that was really cool for us because, like you said, it's the same shit every year. So if you don't see it every year, it's better.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm stuck in the lovely state of Illinois. Yeah. The only reason I'm stuck here, I'll say, is that most of our family is here, and my husband has a really good job. So until that goes away, knock on wood, hopefully it ever won't, but until that should ever go away, yeah, I'm stuck. Because my job I could do anywhere.
50 Shades. It's been filmed. It's been filmed in a trailer park. It would have been a horror.
I know, right? You got to have the dough.
She sells her panties. She's in no way a Chi-Town girl.
I hate Chicago. It should be its own damn state. Just cut it off.
I like Peoria. I like Bloomington and Peoria and Urbana.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, I mean that area is not bad. I mean, if you don't live there, I've never lived there.
Yeah, I don't live in it.
I used to work out of there.
Yeah, I just worked there.
Yeah, it's not that bad of an area. There's a lot of stuff to do. But yeah, Chicago. I went to C2E2 last year. Screw that place. Some people don't know how to drive.
Oh no, they don't. No, and if you don't drive like an idiot while you're up there, you will get nowhere.
No, I'm originally from the Quad Cities. So excited to hear you're from the Midwest.
Oh heck yeah, yeah. And I'm even when I started this and started looking for other writers and so that I could network. No one is from like the Peoria area. They're all like, "Oh, I'm in the Quad Cities. I'm from Chicago. What the? Why are you not from Peoria?" So then I said to myself, "Well, I'm north of Peoria, but all the people that I networked with are like 2 hours away in every direction you go. You could draw a circle on the map, and they're 2 hours away." Yep. I'm like, "Well, shit! I'm like the hub of everything. Y'all just come here. It's fine. Just come here." And then COVID hit. I'm like, "Well, fuck. Never mind."
Well, and Peoria has their own author con. What is it? Pen Con? Not Pen Con. What is it?
No, it's Riders on the River, but they went downhill.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. I can't support them because of who they support. So
I gotcha.
It's one of those, if they wouldn't have gone political, I'd have been fine. You know, Support who you want to support, do your thing. But they went political. So I was like, yep, nope, I'm out.
I'm out of here.
I'm out.
I quit.
Well, and that's if you watch my page. Once in a while, you'll see something vaguely political, but I try not to. Like, that's what my other page is for. And I don't get on there much. So, I try. Because, I mean, if you're an author, nobody wants to hear about politics. They want to hear about your books.
Yeah, they want to hear about your book and all the awesome shit that you have coming. So, speaking of awesome books and shit coming, so... How many books are you planning for the series? Are you just going to run with it until you run out of things to talk about?
Well, originally Warrior Secret was never supposed to be a series. It was just a book. And then somebody said, well, what happens next? And I went, I don't know. And I just started writing. And that's how I go. Like, I don't ever plot anything. I don't ever plan. There's never like this whole system of, this is what I'm going to do for the series. And as I write, more characters get developed. And if you read the first one, you'll meet Gareth and Megan. And the second one, you'll meet them again and you get to know them better. Well, then the third one is Gareth and Megan. The fourth one, I've got kind of vaguely, but it's never like, if I know the characters that are going to be in the book, it might not be book 4. It might be book 6 because I'm not ready to write that story yet. So yeah, there's ideas of plot lines, but nothing is set in stone. Not until I start writing.
Sorry, I was posting.
Oh, that's okay. I'm looking at. Yeah, pay attention, damn it.
No, I'm listening to you. I was just posting that link to my Facebook.
But yeah,
do you have a website?
I do. It's authormckaylajade.com. Super simple.
It's the same as your Facebook page.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes it easy. I will grab that real quick and pop it in there. That way it goes on YouTube too, because we're streaming to 2 different YouTube channels right now. Let's see, author McKayla Jade.
No? Okay.
All right. So you don't have a definite, you're not going to like just keep it going to keep it going. You have a definite endpoint.
No. If the characters quit talking and the stories quit coming, then yeah. But no, as long as there's a story idea, it'll never be like I'm trying to pull the story together. It'll always be, there's this for the fans. I'm trying to make 10 books for the fans. If the story's there, it's there. If it's not, it's not.
Yeah, no, I totally get it. I mean, that's how I was with mine. Originally it was just one book, and then I realized that it's really stupid to try to publish a 900-page novel because
Yeah,
people are going to be
nobody
like,
wants to read those.
"Holy shit!" You're like, I wrote a book. Check it out.
Yeah.
And then you show them this freaking thing. It looks like an encyclopedia. They're like, "Holy shit! That's not a book. That's a commitment."
Right.
So
Right. Well, and the other part for me that I learned with the first one was the publisher wants 2 points of view, the hero and the heroine. That's it. And I was like, but you missed so much of the story. Because I had a whole chapter from one of the other warriors, one of his underlings, And it's like, but so you miss all of that guy's point of view. And they're like, yeah, but his isn't important. Like, but it is. It's a whole chapter. So I took a whole chapter out for the publisher. So now I've got all that chapter that went along with that story. And I thought, well, hell, I'll put that in a newsletter. So now I got to get on my newsletter because I don't have that yet.
Well, it's a lot of work. It really is. It's a lot of work
Yeah.
to try to keep up with everything and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, that's the people on Patreon. I give you kudos because I don't know that I could fucking do a Patreon page at this point.
Oh, I hear you.
It's a lot to keep up with.
Well, Facebook is a lot to keep up with, and then a website's a lot to keep up with, and then you get people messaging with questions, and it's just like to do another platform. I mean, I tried to do Instagram and Twitter to promote my book when it came out. And I'm like, I just cannot keep up with all this. I'm like, all right, Facebook it is. I have more connections on Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
I'll tell you a secret. My youngest kid is 14. She's my Instagram. I don't touch it. She comes to me and she's like, hey, should I put this on Instagram? I'm like, yes, you should. Go do that.
Yep, go
or,
post
like,
it.
This new book coming out. She's like, when does it come out? And at first I was like, why? Why do you care? And she was like, I'm putting it on your Instagram. Like, oh, yeah, good idea. I don't have time. And I knew I wouldn't when I got the Instagram. I thought, there's no way I can keep up with this. So, yeah, she's my Instagram technically.
So, no, she won't be kickstarting it, Trish. She's
No.
going to self-publish it, and then it'll be available on...
At first, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know if I'm going to go wide and you can get it everywhere, or if I'm going to stay with Kindle Unlimited, because this next one coming out, Warriors Trust, is going to go Kindle Unlimited for the first 3 months. So you can only get it on Amazon. You can get it Kindle Unlimited, or you can get the paperback. But I can't put it on like Kobo or Barnes & Noble. And after that 3 months, I'm going to see how it does. And if it doesn't do great, I'll put it on Barnes & Noble and Kobo and Smashwords and stuff. So we'll see.
And then she was asking too, will it be available to purchase from your website?
I don't know how to do that. I'm sure I've got some friends that can show me how, but I don't know how to do that just yet.
But basically, for the first 3 months, it'll only be available on Amazon. Because it's going to be strictly...
Well, and if you reach out to me on Facebook and get me your address, I will get you one. Because I've got a PayPal account, so we can do it that way.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's just a matter of I don't know how. Not yet. Because there's always ideas. There's always ideas. Yeah, it's a series only because the story keeps coming and you can't write the 900-page novel,
Yeah.
For anybody to read. Yeah. And yeah, I love it.
Have you seen the body language?
Yeah. Is he still kicking?
A bit closer, not on a stalker where Brian already has that covered. Yeah, you gotta watch it, man. Brian likes to get on there and lick the spines. I mean,
yeah. You want to see? No. That's Brian's gig. I'll leave it to him.
Oh, I think just Brian's gig. I've seen you do it live before.
You weren't supposed to tell.
Oh, I'm all about telling. I mean, we have some interesting stories on Brian's show. I mean, often somehow we get derailed on dino porn. Like, I don't know how that ends up coming up, but like it goes away for like a month.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden it's back every show.
All of a sudden it's back, and I'm like, Brian, stop it already.
Well, and then if you talk to somebody that has no idea, they're like, dino porn. What the hell are you into? Like, no. It's a show. It's a thing. I promise. It's not that.
So Trish was just asking because she said she likes to get her stuff signed. She's spoiled like that.
Yeah. Shoot. Reach out to me on Facebook. I'll sign your shit. And my shit, too.
Go away, email.
I got undies for sale. I need Patreon. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, you know.
They have Patreon for that stuff?
I don't know. Brian K. Morris is on Patreon, so I think anybody can do it.
Yeah, probably. I should get pointers.
Yeah, we need to have a show with Brian. How to start your own Patreon.
Yes.
By
How to
Brian
do
K.
Patreon.
Morris. So what kind of movies are you into? What is your genre that you like to watch on a regular basis? Come on, spit it out. I can see those wheels turning.
It's either like Braveheart or Legends of the Falls, or like my husband calls them the blow me up, kill me's. You know, it's got to have drama. It's got to have something gets blown up. Underworld. Underworld is one of my favorites.
Underworld is the shit.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
Yes. Yeah. If we could all be Sonia, that'd be great.
Yeah, Kate Beckinsale.
Yes.
Yes.
But what's the other one? Oh, I used to not like Predators, or thought I didn't. And then my husband, of course, he's watching. I'm like, what the hell is this? And he's like, it's Predators. Watch this. And I grew up hunting and fishing and stuff. So the idea that the Predator is hunting humans, I was like, you could do that? So I was into it. I was like, oh, wow, they hunt with neat items. Holy crap. And he's like, honey, those are guns.
So you seen the newer one, the actual Predators. Like that was the first one that you actually watched. You didn't see the original with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
No, the original with Schwarzenegger, I don't think I watched. I might have and don't realize it.
Yeah, so if you liked Predators, you have to go back and watch the originals. You got to watch the one with Schwarzenegger. I know a lot of people
Is that
down
the one
the
with
second one.
what's that one lady that she played in Aliens? What the hell is her name? See, I suck at this part. I suck at knowing the name. It might be. But Aliens, I just couldn't. I was like, no, that's gross. But then there was Alien versus Predator. And I was like, yeah, I don't want to see that either. And then I realized it's actually not that bad.
Star Wars, something gets blown up.
It does all the damn time. And Star Wars, I'm sorry, but there is 1, 2, and 3. They're not 3, 4, and 5, or 5, 4, and 6. It's 1, 2, and 3. Damn it. Yeah, my kids argue all the time. They're like, no, Mom, those are the middle ones. I'm like, no, those are the first ones.
No, those are the originals.
Those are the ones that came out first. They are the first ones. You can name the other ones, whatever the F you want to name them. Okay, Trish. They are on Cafe Press, McKayla's merch. I think there's a link on my Facebook page because I pulled it up and was like, hey, look, I have merchandise. I didn't mention the undies because I think my mom is on my page. So, but yeah, Cafe Press, McKayla's merch. Did you find it?
I'm looking it up right now.
Of course you are.
Yeah, we're gonna put it up on the big screen.
Yeah, there's thongs. You should get thongs. I put boxers on there too.
Yeah, a little bit of something for everybody on here.
Yeah. There's a flask. There's a hoodie. I think there's a hoodie. I know there's a t-shirt and a long sleeve t-shirt.
We got to find this because we're going to put this on the big screen. We're going to show everybody that there legitimately is panties on.
Yeah, there really is. They're white and they've got my logo on them. So you could wear them with my name on your stuff.
Oh, man.
Yes. I had so much fun setting that stupid thing up. I was like, I can sell merch? Holy shit.
Yeah. Well, and it's crazy. They keep adding more and more stuff that you can, really branch out your brand. And
oh, heck yeah.
See, here we go.
I know. So I have to kind of temper it on my Facebook page. But he says, we're a much different crowd than your mom. Yeah, I know. See, there you go. Panties and a hoodie set. There. See, that's all you need to wear.
That's all you need.
That's what I wear. Until my college kid comes home from college. And I'm like, well, I've got to put clothes on.
Go away. I don't want to subscribe and save to Cafe Press. Go away.
Oh, come on, you could save 10%.
All right. Let's just try with me. All right.
But yeah, I'm getting started. I'm learning all this stuff. Marketing is something that I absolutely love. I sink my teeth into that shit. I love it. Like just figuring out who buys it and why they buy it and what makes them buy it.
There we go. We got it to come up finally.
I figured you'd find it. I don't even have any of it yet. I haven't ordered any. There's even a coffee mug.
All right, hold on. We're share screen and this, everybody. Here we go. We're going to bring it up. Hold on a second. Hold on to your panties.
What if I'm not wearing any? You said no pants. See, look.
Yeah,
that's
there you
amazing.
go.
Look at that.
Hold on, let's make this full screen.
You can get that. You can get them. You can get the flask or the coffee mug if that's more your thing. Look, you can get PJs and wear me to bed.
Yeah, so there you go. You got the thong here, and then you got the women's boy briefs. You got shot glasses on here, so you can get wasted while you're reading their books with their own merch here. You got messenger bags,
because
even lunch bags. You can take your spare pair of panties in your lunch bag to work with you, just in case you need them.
That is awesome. Look at that. I never could have done that. Like he brought it right up on the screen. Look how nifty that is.
Yep. So I will copy this link into the...
Oh, cool. I think I have it in my phone.
And here you go, guys. In the comments, there you go. Go buy. We want to see McKayla Jade panty stock rising tonight.
Yes.
Like by 150 points.
And I want to see y'all wear them to the cons when we get to do cons again.
Oh my gosh.
Sign them.
That would be the funniest shit. You got 50 people in line, and every time somebody goes up to get their book signed, all of a sudden they're bent over and you're signing their panties. Everybody's gonna be watching your table. What the fuck, Kayla?
Yes.
What is going on, McKayla? What is going on here?
Be ready, damn it.
Oh man.
Whatever color you want, I will just sign your butt cheek. Or
that would be the funniest shit ever. I would die laughing.
Oh my god, that'd be awesome. Hell, Brian would never go back to his table.
Guys, look at that table over there. Everybody in line keeps bending over, and they're wearing panties, and they're dudes, and that lady's signing them. How creepy is that?
He touched his thing. You should go.
She licked his spine. Oh man, this show's totally derailed.
We're gonna get ourselves in trouble. Is what we're gonna do.
That's all right. It's all good. We can't get in trouble on here.
We're never inviting them back to a con ever.
It's all good. We'll go. We'll change our pen names. We'll go under some crazy shit. Mine will be Sanchez, Lopez, Dominguez, Rodriguez, Ramirez III, and they'll be like, "Holy shit, that's the longest name we've ever seen in our life." You're good. That would definitely be
Brian would be at the table all day. He'd be like, I don't even have the table. Okay.
10 minutes later, Brian comes up. He's got yellow undies on instead of pink. And people are going, what the hell? This guy's got 80 pairs of underwear. And she just keeps signing them.
Yes, I will. What I won't do for my fans.
Oh, man. Jack, you got to get a pair of booty shorts. And then, we want to see you post that shit on social media. You got some McKayla Jade pink booty shorts. Just, do an unboxing video. And cool. I will watch that shit over and over. I will freaking put it on replay on Rust Explode Studios. We will just load up some random show and be like, here is replay of Jack Napier unboxing McKayla Jade's pink booty shorts.
And I need a videographer for the signings when this shit happens. Somebody's got to video this shit.
If only there were a mankini.
He didn't offer that option, or I would have.
Oh man, this is too much.
There.
What are we gonna do with you? What are we gonna do with you? So, definitely though, it looks amazing. It's so crazy that you're able to set up that website. But guys, you got to get on board on this book. Go to Amazon. The link is in the description of the video. Go check out book 1. Book 2 releases on Tuesday the 29th. You got to check out the book. Not just cafe.
You don't have to read book 1 to understand book 2. So if you want to wait, go for it. But yeah, book 1 is out now. If you don't want to wait,
If you don't want to wait, check it out.
Line. And then book 2, you'll be clamoring for, and it'll be in your mailbox.
Yeah, be in your mailbox.
Yeah. And then when you find me, I'll sign it.
Along with your panties.
Yes. Yes. And I think the first place you'll find me next year is the Civic Center in Peoria. I think I'm going to be able to do that one. It's May 29th. I got it. Look. Woohoo. Oh, let's go this way. There we go. Can you see that? Yeah. At the Peoria Civic Center, 10 to 3. Free to get in. So that's coming up. That's probably going to be my first spot that you'll find me.
Now, first of all, Jack, wait a minute. Let's back this up a second. First of all, we said an unboxing video. We didn't say we wanted to see you dancing to Like a Virgin while wearing the pink booty shorts.
Oh, come on.
Like, that's for Patreon. You start a Patreon and put that on there, and McKayla might pay to go see it.
Maybe I should do the Patreon thing with the video.
Yeah, you know, you can rock your panties and be drinking out of the flask.
Yes. Pouring from the coffee cup. Yeah.
And I don't even know where to go with this. Steph Wilson.
You know, I could do that because at the cons, I'm planning on dressing as either the main hero in Cassidy or her sidekick Megan. So I might be wearing a pair of those panties. You'll have to ask.
Only if he's wearing 5-inch heels with it. They're talking about Steph Wilson wearing McKayla's booty shorts. Can you imagine the demand for it? $50 book and panties deal. There you go. Dandy D's got your marketing down.
Absolutely.
Right there. $50 you get a book
there you
and
go.
Panties, and you get them both signed.
Hell, yeah, there you go. I'll throw in a bookmark for free. What the hell?
And here's the thing, though. You don't know. What's that?
Yeah. It might scare me just how good that would sell.
Yeah, well, maybe. And the bad thing is, if you do start the Patreon, you know you're going to get the demand for, hey, I want my panties partially worn. You know, you're going to get the crazy requests like that. Like I
want them to smell good.
Somebody will want the 1 day worn, and then you'll have the crazy person that wants the 7 days worn in a row, and yeah. You're going to start getting all kinds of requests. You make thousands off of it, though. You won't even have to write a third book. You can write a third book and just, have fun with it.
Who needs to write books? I got panties.
Yeah. All that makes me think of is Orange is the New Black when she gets that lucrative panty business going on, and then they start selling them out of the prison. And they're like, how many day worn are these? 7? Okay, these are good. We have a demand for these. And it's like, who?
No, these are only 5 day.
Yeah, these are only 5 days.
I don't want the 5 day. Oh, Lord.
It's only one of them randomly signed.
Oh, we could do a contest.
Yeah.
You need a pair, but only one pair has been worn.
Yeah.
Good God, guys.
Oh,
if that would actually work, maybe I could quit my day job.
Yeah,
that would be. I'll just tell my husband. He'll love it.
Oh my gosh. He'll be like, you're going to what? What were you guys talking about on that? I thought you were talking about your book. How did you talk about selling used panties?
Because that's where it goes, okay?
That's where it goes. No, you never know where Russ Exposed Studios is going to go. Because, I just roll with whatever goes on in the comments, and I add to it. I don't make it any better. So
hey, Brian's shows aren't any better, so
Oh yeah.
And we start that.
Yeah,
that's
we do start that every single time.
Yes.
Every single time.
Poor man.
So what other hobbies do you have? We talked about what kind of movies you like and what kind of books you like. What other hobbies do you have, besides writing?
Ones that'll blow your mind. Like, no, seriously, like my family has always been active in the outdoors. So I shoot archery. I shoot guns. I hunt for my food. Not all of it, but most of it. So yeah, hobbies that would blow your mind. A lot of people are like, you shoot archery? That's cool. And then you tell them, well, yeah, but I use that archery to kill my food as well. Some of them.
I don't think it's crazy.
Well, some of them in the book community are animal lovers and such, and so you got to temper that. You got to be careful of how you say it. So I say that we harvest every year. Every year is harvest season.
They're animal lovers, but yet they'll go to McDonald's on a weekly
Right.
basis and get a double cheeseburger. But they
Right.
love animals, right?
I know, right?
If only they knew what some of those animals go through compared to what we do when
Oh
we
yeah.
hunt deer.
And that's the thing. It's like, no, listen, I give mine a chance to run away. Okay, trust me, they've got a chance. As good as I am, I didn't get one yet this year, but the year is not over.
Yeah, all I can think of is Jim Carrey going, "You mean there's a chance?"
Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, my hobbies aren't like, oh, I knit, or I sew.
I do crossword puzzles on the weekends.
Puzzles, yeah, no. Like, I got really lucky in my husband. He's not one of those guys that watches sports. Like, we never ever have football in this house or baseball or any of that. His idea of a sport is if you can't die from it, it's not a sport. So, I mean, like, if Monster Jam is on, we're going to watch that. But if football's on, we don't even know it.
Yeah, me neither.
And he's into NASCAR. My aunt and uncle, who are like my parents, they're NASCAR diehards, but we're not. So it's fun. I don't have to watch sports on TV until Monster Jam comes on and Gravedigger's up. The good stuff.
Oh yeah. Well, and see, that'll probably blow people's minds for me to say I don't watch sports either. Like when people start talking about football, I just kind of zone out into my own. I'm just like, I have no idea what's going on right now.
Well, that's back in the days of Troy Aikman. I was in high school and the Cowboys were my thing. I loved the Cowboys. Now I couldn't tell you who's playing.
And I used to, follow, the St. Louis Cardinals. I like baseball. I played baseball through school, and I followed.
We like to play the sport. Like we played flag football. Maybe when we were a little too old to be playing flag football, and all of us the next day were like, "That was a mistake."
Yeah, every joint in your body hurts.
Yeah, or you hit the ground and all of your air escapes.
Yeah. Holy shit, dude! Yeah. You just clotheslined. Right.
You felt like you were 19, thinking we're gonna play flag football. It's gonna be fun, and then you hit the ground and you're like, "No, I'm 90. I'm 90. Holy hell, what was I thinking?"
Yeah.
So, yeah. If we're playing it, it's awesome, but.
Yeah, and that's exactly it, Jack. It's like deer in headlights. Like I get this, I get this tinnitus in my ears, and like all of a sudden the world goes blank, and I feel like I'm on an alien planet because they're all like talking about all these players and all these numbers. And
have you heard a NASCAR fanatic talk about the cars and the track and the tire?
Oh my God. Look, hey, I can sum it up.
I can change my own oil and my tires and shit like that on my car, but you start talking stats on tires and engines, and I'm like, I'm done.
Yeah.
I do not need that much NASCAR.
Hey, you want to know what I know about NASCAR? They're all left turns. That's about all you need to know. NASCAR in a nutshell. You get in the car and you just go in a circle, all left turns.
And it's a whole lot of fun, but
yeah, no, it's a lot of fun if you're doing it. But like to freaking watch people in cars, no. Like put me in one of those 200-mile-an-hour cars. I guarantee you, shit's gonna be exploding because I'm going right into the wall.
I got to ride in it one time up at Joliet. The Chicagoland Speedway.
Yeah.
I got to ride in them.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. And it's a whole lot of fun, but there ain't no way I'm going to sit on my TV and watch them go round in circles. I mean, I've had to because my aunt and uncle watch it, but there's days where I'm like, okay, it's time to go home now. I've had all of this I can stand.
Oh, my God. I'm dying, Danny. He went roller skating and fell on his ass, and his ass hurt for a year. Granted, he had a pack of Skittles jammed in his ass cheek. I can just see it now. If Danny ever opens up a skating rink, there's going to be a sign, no Skittles in your back pocket. It's going to be the most random sign in a skating rink ever, no demand. All the kids will be like, what's up with Skittles? Why are Skittles not allowed in your back pocket?
Why don't they sell Skittles at the snack stand?
Yeah.
There's a reason.
Well, this one time at skating camp.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, you know what? It doesn't shock me. We live out in the boonies, we're 50 miles west of St. Louis, so we're like rural suburban.
That would be awesome.
And
we were actually looking at property down that way.
Yeah, so we live in Union, which is close to Beaufort. Beaufort's more like wooded. Union's still kind of like it's a small city, but we live on the outskirts of town, so we don't have to deal with the other end of crap. But that's all we have out here. Like if you're not into hunting or archery or shooting guns,
yeah,
there's something wrong with you out here.
Let me see if I can tilt my camera here.
Oh, you got a puppy trying to.
Yeah. Huge. Yeah. He's been laying on the floor. He's like, what are you doing?
It's like, what are you doing? There's been an awful lot of talk of panties. Do I have to hurt someone?
Yeah. Yeah, he's our giant guard dog that barks at the front door and runs to me. Like, hey, get it. There's somebody at the door. Get it.
You get
That's your job. Like, you weigh 210 pounds. Go get it yourself.
Oh, that's a freaking big dog. What kind of dog is it?
He's a Great Dane.
Oh, Great Dane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great dumbass. I don't know if you've ever met one in real life, but they really are Scooby-Doo. Yeah. Like, oh, Lord, really?
So we talked about books and, what some of your hobbies are. Do you ever get into any comic books or anything like that, or is it strictly just books?
I used to read Garfield ones.
You used to read Garfield ones.
Garfield's a comic, right? And then, my husband likes that Calvin and Hobbes. That's one of his favorites. So, there's comic books here, just not a lot.
And
I don't have boxes.
Yeah. Yeah, none of the mainstream stuff, just like some of the Sunday cartoon, Sunday funny style stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I get it. Knitting a sweater in the sticks. Dude, I don't think anybody out this way knows how to knit a sweater. Like, they would rather shoot you and take your sweater than freaking
There you go, yeah. Or skin you alive and use that.
Well, that's if you go further west, another 15 miles into Sullivan.
Ah, okay.
Sullivan, okay. Don't ever live out there.
Okay.
That's a whole nother.
I'll put that down because we were looking, south and yeah.
Yeah, Sullivan is. Just think of the KKK, and that's like Sullivan. Like we'll just leave it at it at that. Yeah, they're pretty crazy out there. Like they just I want to say, 2 or 3 months ago, they just randomly found a car that had been parked in a lot for who knows how long with a dead body in the trunk of somebody that's been missing for 7 months.
That sounds like Peoria.
Yeah.
Well, and I work landscape, and our landscape shop, for whatever reason, is downtown Peoria. And it's right next to one of the worst housing complexes for the underprivileged people. It's government housing.
Yeah.
It's next to one of the worst ones. And so sometimes in the summer, it doesn't get dark till 8 o'clock. So I'm out working. I get back to the shop. There's nobody because I'm the last one in. And it's about to get dark. I always have the boss on the phone. I'm like, okay, listen, I'm opening the shop door. I'm putting the truck away. Stay on the phone with me. Okay, I've set the alarm. I'm back in my car. I'm good. It's that bad. It's like, can we have a new place for our shop, please? And I'm the only girl down there.
And let's talk about Peoria too. Of all freaking. So listen to this, guys. This will blow your mind. For anybody that's never been to Illinois. Or Peoria, for that matter. Illinois is notorious for having a road sign every freaking 500 feet that says rough road ahead.
Yeah.
Instead of fixing the road, they literally put a sign that, hey, the road sucks. We're not going to fix it. So suck it up, Buttercup. You're going to be all over the place. And
the best one I've seen is one of the ramps to 74 from out north of Peoria. So in the good area of Peoria is north, okay? So I'm coming out of the good area, the $1 million houses. The ramp to get on 74, there's a road cone inside a pothole, but the road cone is one of those big barrel cones, so it's a 55-gallon barrel. You only need this much of it.
Oh, my God.
That deep and that big. They just stuck it in the hole. They're like, it's here. It's right here.
Yeah, it's right here. Well, that's the funny thing. So the first time I drove out in Peoria, when I worked for the last job that I did, instead of motor oil, I hauled cooking oil, and I delivered all the McDonald's and stuff like that out there. And so I'm out there driving along and I see the sign that says potholes ahead. And then like right where the potholes are, there's literally a sign that says pothole and there's an arrow pointing to where the potholes are. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me?
Yeah, like there is one right here.
There's one right here. And it's like they will pay for these signs that are probably
but not
more expensive than it is
right.
to patch the pothole. Like just put some cold patch or some hot patch in there. Put something in it. But no, Illinois just freaking puts road signs up to tell you that there's potholes or that the road's shitty. 255 is like that from here in St. Louis. As soon as you go over the bridge into the Cahokia area, as soon as you cross the bridge, the first thing you see, welcome to Illinois. Next sign, rough road ahead.
Oh, Lord. Well, that was, there was a news report in Peoria because they're trying to redo the bridges. And the one main road through Peoria from east to west is Route 150. Well, that's owned by the state. So Peoria had redone their roads all the way up to Route 50, and then they had to stop because they hadn't gotten permission from the state to go across.
Oh my God.
So Route 150 sucked, but all the side roads were pretty good. Well, can't win them all, I guess.
No, you can't win them all. Yeah, we live in some crazy areas out here. Welcome to the Midwest.
Yeah. That's why we buy trucks.
Yeah, exactly. That's why we buy trucks and we keep rifles and guns on them. Yes. It's the Wild West.
Well, yeah. And we joke that my youngest kid, she really, really loves shooting. And last year, I have video of it. I think it's on my Facebook page. She's asking us not only for a 20 gauge shotgun, she wants the ammunition that goes with it. And she's like, I want the 20 gauge shotgun. I want the ammunition in my stocking. Oh, and by the way, I need some ammunition for your guns that I shoot. I'm like, we are raising a redneck.
Yeah, well, it does get worse than that. So, like right around when Roderick was born in 2015, and I think it was going into 16. No, it was Christmas of 2015. They were calling they were going to take the guns out of the stores, and ammunition was hard to find, and so the price of guns started to like skyrocket. So I was like, all right, I told my wife, I was like, all right, we're going to Cabela's and we're buying this bull barrel, fully floated 22 at Cabela's. It's a Marlin. Sorry, I had a brain fart. So it's a Marlin bull barrel, fully floated. It's a lever action, super nice gun. And it was like a freaking $300 gun. They had it for like $79. So Roderick's like 9 months old and he's already got a gun. So welcome to the Midwest. I bought him a 22.
Yes.
And then so like after that, I bought him a 20 gauge shotgun. That was the other thing that I bought. I bought him a 20 gauge pump action shotgun.
And it started with, we put him in hunter safety courses.
Yeah.
And because in Illinois, you have to have a FOID card.
Yep.
And so we put them in hunter safety courses because that's what we do. We hunt. So they need to know, from an early age, they're everywhere. It's a tool more than it is a weapon. And so, heck yeah. And it fits perfect. It does.
It does.
But so we put them in hunter safety courses and all that, and then we went to NRA hosts a shoot every year out at our one gun range. And it's for youth. It's for kids that maybe they don't have a chance to get into it. And I took my girls. I thought, heck, they'll have fun, And they did. They had different stations set up and they had fun. And she's already shot her 20 gauge, right? And she loves it. That's fine. But it looks so big on her, even when we got her the youth kind. And one of the instructors out there that we know, they're standing up getting ready to shoot shotguns at claybirds. And I see my little one pick up a 12 gauge. And I'm like, Lexi, that's a 12 gauge, not a 20. And she goes, I know. And so I hollered at the instructor. I said, Mark, are you going to let her shoot the 12? And he goes, uh-huh. Like, okay, even her and the instructor are having fun at this. So now on the list is the 12 gauge. I'm like, you're expensive.
Yeah, and see, so my son's 5. So ever since he was 3, he's gone, up until this past year and the end of last year with COVID and everything, we haven't done anything. But we have a free shooting range out in It's out in Sullivan. You have to go through Sullivan to get to it, but it's Little Indian Creek. It's like actually it's considered St. Clair, and so they used to be in St. Clair off of Highway K. Well, then they built this brand new one, and it is freaking nice. They got a Claiborne Rage, and then they got a 20-yard, and then they have a 50-yard, and then they have a 100-yard. So you can like do sniper rifles and stuff like that. And so like we used to go out there all the time and before we even had kids. Well, then when we had kids, of course we didn't go because what are you gonna do with the kids? And then
yeah, I know.
And so then when Roderick turned 3 and Adriana was 2, I was like, hey, we're going to the shooting range. And my son's like, what? He's seen all these shows with guns and stuff in it. And like, he was just blown away. Like when we get out there, these guns, he's like, wow, Dad, those are cool. And I was like, you want to learn how to shoot them? And he's like, uh-huh. And I'm sure if you still ask Roderick, what are the main rules when you go to the shooting range? 1, he'll tell you, you never point the gun at anything you don't intend to destroy. 2, you always keep your finger out of the trigger. Got to have good trigger control. And 3, never point the gun at anybody. Always keep it pointed downrange when you set it down. And we've had a few times where he's gotten really excited because he's gotten to shoot. I got one of those Ruger P22s. Mm-hmm. And so I let him shoot that because, there's hardly any recoil with that at all. Right. And then the 22 rifle. And they absolutely love it. So, you got to teach them at a young age,
Well, and we've always taught them. It's like my biggest pet peeve with people is that they put the gun away like it's a secret. Yeah. Like, don't touch that. That's a secret. Yeah. No, my kids know. They're all over the house. There's weapons all over the house of all kinds. Because like I said, we shoot archery. We have swords. We have all kinds of weapons.
You have swords too.
Yeah, I got swords.
Wait a minute. We're not just going to gloss over this. So what kind of swords do we have? Are we talking about like fencing swords? Are we talking about rapiers, broadswords?
Broadswords, claymores, maces, battle axes. Yeah, stuff, fun stuff. Weapons. Man. Of mass destruction.
You're like one giant mystery. Like, we go from archery to freaking broadswords and claymores.
Yeah. And it's all, maybe you could call it survivalist.
Yeah.
I grew up poor. If we didn't fix it or we didn't kill it for dinner, it wasn't going to get eaten. It wasn't going to get fixed. Yeah. So it started with survival. And now when I met my husband, he was the first first person I ever met that didn't live in a house on wheels. So then I learned that you're supposed to have extra income. You're supposed to have money to spend on swords and money to spend on weapons that might not be a tool. They might just be something to hang on the wall.
Yeah.
Because at my house, it wasn't that way. If you had a gun, you used it. If you had a dog, that was a hunting dog. So now, we have all kinds of stuff. Yeah. The more wicked it looks, the better. So, and
that's awesome.
Well, and that's we have the what are they called? The size that Riddick holds, the knives that he holds, and they curve back around his arm. We have those. Oh yeah. Anything that looks wicked, but you could actually use it. Yeah.
Man, that's crazy. I can just see it now. There's gonna be like somebody's gonna fuck up big time in Peoria, and there's gonna be there's you with Riddick's swords just like tearing through people like Bayonetta.
No, that's what the husband is for. That's what he's for. I'm backup.
You done fucked up now, AA Ron. We have Tank America here in Florida. Jeez.
Yeah. Yeah, so I try.
Yeah. And that's awesome. Everybody has that one quirk of things that they collect, and yours is just weapons that may or may not ever get used.
Well, somebody asked me, how do I get past the boring parts writing? Like, do you ever, I think it was like, do you ever write a boring scene and try to get past it or move the story along?
Yeah.
And I said, spoiler alert, I can't shut up and I don't talk real slow. That's how my books go too. There's never a boring part. If there's a boring part, it gets kicked out. I can't read that. I'm not going to write it.
Yeah.
So, and that may be where like some of my hobbies, I can't sit still. That may be why I have so many hobbies. one thing will bore me. Like, I haven't shot my bow in probably 4 or 5 months, but it's on the wall next to my bedroom because I can grab and go. You know, and we have throwing knives, and we have a big target out back. I know the neighbors love it. But I haven't thrown a knife in 3 or 4 months just because I've been busy writing.
Wait, back it up here. There's a story there. We see, we can't just gloss over this stuff. Like, you may talk fast, but I'm going to catch this stuff. So wait a minute. The neighbors love it. So I feel there's a story here that, like, some knives missed their mark. And
no, it's just that we live in a small community, and the yards are very big. Okay, so we have lots of room to do whatever the hell we want to do. And we have a target set up for our archery bows because we can stand, sounds so redneck, we can stand on our back deck and we can shoot our archery bows, and it's 30 yards from the deck to the target. And that's about where you want to shoot your deer. It's about 30 yards or less. So it's perfect. We just stand on the back deck and we shoot the archery target. Well, then we got to, you know, we need a really good target for our throwing knives that we have. So we had a tree cut down, and these are like 300-year-old trees. So they're huge. I think the circumference of the one we had him leave us like slices of it. And it was just a limb. It wasn't even the base of the tree. And the limb was 6 feet around. So my husband took a tripod thing and nailed it to the slice that the guys cut out for us. And it took him and my son to lift it up and put it in the bag. So there's a tripod with a great big circle of a tree around it, you know, and that's what we throw knives at. So it sounds a little redneck, but that's what it is.
Hey, neighbor, found your knife in my doorstep again.
Well, it might be better if the neighbors didn't have a pool on the other side of that. I'm so afraid. I'm like, one of these times the kids are going to get pissed and be throwing knives like, I hate my sister, you know, and throw that knife just a little too hard and maybe get in the neighbor's yard.
Man, it's good. Hopefully you have surveillance cameras, because that'd be some funny shit. They're out there pissed off.
Get those. We don't have those. We should.
Yeah, because you know how funny that would be. Here you go. They're out there. They're pissed off at the world.
Oh, yeah.
Like, man, fuck this shit. Yeah. And they throw the knife and it hits that pool, and it's like a freaking tsunami coming at them, and their face goes from they're mad to holy shit. What did I do?
Like, oh, our parents are gonna kill us.
Like, just rewind it in slow motion.
Yeah. I knew when the circle went up from the tree, the slice of the tree went up on the tripod. I knew then. I was like, we need a privacy fence.
Yep.
Oh, we're gonna get in trouble. I just knew there'd be one of us that was having a bad day or something and be like, I'm gonna throw the. Oh, I threw the knife and hit the neighbor. Whoops. Yeah.
Problem solved. No.
Yeah. How do you come back from that?
Yeah, and see, that's how it is out here, man. Like, you know, like the intro video to this, to my show, you know, that was this 4th of July. Like, that's the nice thing about living out in the middle of nowhere, is you can do stuff like that. Like, so one of our good friends, he has this cannon that he made, and, you know, he puts golf balls and stuff in it sometimes and launches them out of there. But this thing is super freaking loud. It sounds like an atom bomb going off. Like, he'll just load it up. And, like, we'll pack it in real good and put it underneath, like, a tree limb. And it'll still dig itself, like, 5 or 6 feet into the earth. You got to, like, peel all the dirt back to try to figure out where it went. And it's like, holy shit, hopefully it's not in the next town over and it got airborne.
No kidding. That's when people are on Facebook like, did you hear a boom? I heard a boom. There's one Facebook group that is for one of the nearby towns. And somebody was shooting off fireworks. And somebody on that Facebook page was like, I heard fireworks. Was that fireworks? I heard fireworks. It's like, oh, for God's sakes, who cares? But yeah, all it takes is Facebook.
Yeah, all it takes is Facebook. Well, it takes one bad apple to spoil a bunch. That's all it is.
Well, I think he doesn't walk around the pool. He bounces around the pool. It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I want to see in the pool. Oh, Lord.
Well, see, and that was a fun thing, too. You know, back before all this crap happened with these dumbass people that do stupid shit and get stuff banned for everybody else, I used to have one of those slide fire stocks for my AR. And so I have a 100-round double drum magazine for it. And so we went out to the shooting range with this thing, and it was great. Like, it was the first time I purchased it. I was like super excited because I had the little ATF slip with it that's like, hey, this is legal.
Yeah.
F off, you know. And so we go out to the shooting range, and I get this thing out, and I'm like loading up 100 rounds into it because, you know, that was back when ammo was cheap and you could buy 1,000 rounds for like $100.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like, it took me like 15 minutes to load this magazine, and
15 seconds to get rid of it.
yeah, it was a little less than that.
Yeah.
So I get this thing out, and it was like there was like 30 people out of the shooting range, and the whole shooting range went quiet. Everybody's like, oh man, he's getting ready to shoot this thing. And it was like, I felt like Ozzie Smith, you know, when he gets up to the plate and the Cardinals are down by 2, and that the hush falls over the crowd.
Yeah.
And then it's like you hear that angelic music. Oh. and so, man, I just let this thing unleash, and everybody was just blown away by this thing. It was freaking awesome. It was so much fun to play with, and that was all it was for. It was you know, go out and play. You could unload on freaking targets and trees. Like, I think I cut like 2 or 3 trees down in like a half a second. Man, you just
probably.
And it was a lot of fun. And then of course somebody had to ruin it. But
yeah.
Wait a minute, what? How annoying is it to put 100 rounds in that drum? Jesus. So it comes with a quick loader. You drop 5 rounds in at a time and you push it down. You drop 5 rounds, push it down.
Oh,
drop 5 rounds, push it down. Like, because it's a double spring magazine. So it's a double drum. It's not a single drum. It's a double.
Oh, wow.
So it feeds into both sides. And like, once you get the force of both of those springs, it sucks. It sucks loading. Like once it's gone, it's done. It's like, all right, I'm not loading it again. The fun's over. Bring out the 30-round magazines.
Forget your shoulder too.
Yeah.
But that's one of my best redneck stories is I was working at a Casey's at the time, flipping pizza, just a side job kind of thing. And every so often, the county cop would come in and order his food. You know, we'd chat, whatever. So I asked him one time, I said, it's legal to load the clip while you're in the car, right? As long as the gun's in the back. And he stopped eating and he just looked at me. And I said, I swear to you, the gun was in the back. It was in the case. We were running out of daylight and we had to get to the range. So I'm like, I'll load the clips as we go. You drive. And so there I am. And I've got the bullets between my legs and I'm loading clips as we go. I'm like, you know, this has got to be illegal. Or if we get pulled over, the cop's going to be like, what are you doing? So I asked my buddy that was in there and he goes, it's not illegal, but it would make me nervous. Like, I could see that, but we were on back roads. From our house to the gun range was all back roads. So I didn't think it was a problem. He's like, just don't get caught.
See, what is a shoulder jack? I don't know what you're talking about. See, I have big boy guns. My baby, the gun of all guns that I had to buy, and it had to be one of my big buys, was the Benelli M4 Super 90 SWAT Tactical Shotgun.
Benelli.
And that is the sweetest 12-gauge shotgun ever known to man.
Why?
Oh, you could knock off like 9 shells in about 1.2 seconds.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Because to me, Benelli's always been a name. Because like I said, I come from nothing. So Benelli is like out there. You can't afford that. Yeah.
Well, back when I bought it, this was way before we even bought the house. So this was like back in 2000.
Right?
Yeah. Holy crap, that gun's 14 years old. So it was like back in 2006 when I bought it. It was $1,500.
Yeah. Priorities.
Yeah.
Gun before the house.
Yeah. No joke. Oh, man, it is the sweetest firing shotgun you'll ever fire in your life. Like, if you ever get a chance to shoot a Benelli M4 Super 90, it is. So it's a gas semi-automatic, and it is like shooting a freaking 22, man. Like, you can lob off 9 shells, and you feel like you just like shot one shot. You have a little bit of kick in your arm. But it's really not that bad. And you lose a lot of the recoil on the weapon because it's a gas semi-automatic. And and so I bought a tube extension for it. So now it holds 9 rounds.
Yeah.
and that baby rock and rolls. I freaking love it. And just the sound of it when it cycles.
Yeah.
Ching, 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 ching,
Yeah.
ching, ching.
Yep.
Oh,
It's
love
all
it.
about how we look doing it.
Yeah, and then at the end of it, that smell of all those 12 gauge rounds you just lobbed off, you freaking plastic shells flying everywhere.
Yep.
Like, I
And 12
love shotguns.
are usually pretty cheap.
Yeah, like here
Yeah.
you can buy like 100 pack for like $16. It's like you load up 9 rounds and you're just like,
yeah, I'm gonna do it again. Yeah, because you can afford to.
Yep. See, we have CWP here in Florida. Inside the car is a private conveyance, and it's an extension of the home. Law is tricky, but if you have CWP in Florida, you're good. Yeah. So Illinois, it doesn't matter if you have a FOIA card. It doesn't matter if you have a concealed carry license, and a lot of this stuff. You cannot have the magazine and the gun in the same place in Illinois.
Right.
So anybody, if you ever travel to Illinois and you have a concealed carry license, your ammunition in the magazine and the gun have to be in 2 separate compartments of the vehicle.
Even though they sell the cases with those neat little convenient compartments, it can't happen in Illinois.
Nope. So it cannot be in the same box. So, like, technically, you would have to have the magazines locked in the glove box and the gun in the trunk. Something like that. It is absolutely, Illinois is ridiculous.
It is. It is crazy. And anybody born after 1981 must have a FOID card, or must go through the hunter safety course, which that's great. That's great. But if you have gone through the hunter safety course and you've lost your card, you might as well take the hunter safety course over again, because there's no one in that department to go find your old card to get you the number so you can get your FOID card. It's that ridiculous.
Yeah, and Danny, you can buy those. They're different millimeter than the actual grenade launchers are, because you can legally buy rounds for the smaller caliber grenade launchers. They don't shoot grenades. They shoot like shotgun shells and stuff like that out of them. So technically you can buy those, but they're not the full. I think it's 40 millimeters what the standard grenade launcher is, and they're like 38 millimeter, the ones that you can buy. Illinois took it from California, which is ridiculous. They're all ridiculous. Just let us have our guns and leave us alone.
Right. Illinois gets lumped with Chicago. And it's one of those. Chicago is not Illinois. I'm sorry, but Southern Illinois is nothing like Chicago.
And yes, I have. It holds 12. Yeah.
But yeah, now that we're talking about guns and the outdoors and stuff, I write for Adventure Sports Outdoors magazine as well.
Really?
Uh-huh.
That's awesome.
Yeah, every month. So what I try to focus on is the kids in the outdoors, because if we don't get the kids in the outdoors aren't going to exist.
No.
So that's where I started with it, and it's been a lot of fun, and it gives me that outlet so that if I'm not writing my historical paranormal romance, I'm writing what happened this weekend. My youngest just did the youth shotgun hunt for deer, and it was her first time. We got her an apprentice permit, meaning she had to go with us. Someone had to be with her at all times, but that person that went with her couldn't also then have their gun or their weapon with them. So it was all her, but we had to go with her. So next year we've decided we'll just get her the permit where she can go on her own, because they're different, but they cost different too. So I write about that. I think I even wrote about, we got crawdads out of a local creek, and it's kind of our thing in the summer. We'll just go get a bunch of crawdads, and my husband and the kids will eat them. And I thought, well, this is fun. We have a whole lot of fun when we do that. So I wrote about it, and people freaking loved it. I was like, this is just a day in our lives. This is just normal for us.
Yeah, and that's how it is out here. When I was a kid, that was one of the biggest things I loved doing was when we lived in Cedar Hill in Jefferson County, we had a little creek that ran behind the subdivision that we lived in. And so, like, every once in a while, I'd just wander off from the house, and I'd go down there, and, back when you could wander away from your house and not have to worry about people running off with your kids.
Yeah.
And, I would go down there, and I'd catch crawdads and, tadpoles and just sit there and just relax and watch the water go by. I mean, there's nothing like being out in nature.
Yeah.
And getting away from...
I remember one time I grew up on my grandpa's farm, because, of course, that was the only place we could put our trailer. And my cousin and I would go down fishing, and we thought we were hot shit. We had 5-gallon buckets, and we were catching bluegills, and I'm talking bluegills, big ones. And so we're catching them hand over fist, just tons of bluegills. we bring these buckets back full of bluegills. And my dad is like, that's great, go clean them. And we're like, okay, all right, we'll go clean. 42 bluegills later, I was like, okay, I'm done. I don't think we brought another bluegill back that whole summer. We were like, no, we're not cleaning any more bluegills. Oh, yeah, no. Mm-mm.
No, see, that's why I like Kansas and Iowa and Nebraska and all that. They're reciprocating in Missouri, so I drive fully locked and loaded at all times.
Well, and that's my husband's uncle has a concealed carry. He has a couple of them because if you are in a state where there's concealed carry and the officer asks you for your permit and you hand him the wrong one, he can automatically confiscate your shit. You have to know exactly which one to hand him or he can confiscate everything. Even if you've got the other one in your hand, you just handed him the wrong one. That's how strict those laws are.
Yeah, and see, like with ours is reciprocating everywhere except for Illinois.
Yeah.
And so, like, I could go to any state and just be like, oh, yeah, here's my Missouri concealed carry.
Yep.
There's other guns in the vehicles. Yeah. That's always the favorite question because I just hand mine with the license.
Yeah.
I'm like, here you go.
Here you go. Yep.
And they'll look at the license and be like, what's this? Oh, are there any guns in the vehicle, sir? Well, now that you asked, there's the Smith & Wesson M&P 40 underneath the dash. And then in the center console, there's a Ruger P3 45 ACP.
Well, that's like I said, I do the landscape stuff, and I'm the only girl on the crew, right? And our shop's not in a great place. So I was talking to my boss about getting one of those magnets that you can put one under the dash, and it's just there.
Oh, that would fly over 60s. Everybody has a gun and they shoot at things.
Heck yeah. And if they look funky, we're going to shoot twice.
Yeah, and that's always the big joke on the show. Like, everybody always thinks I'm joking, like, you know, because I'll be like, oh, we'll just shoot them and take them out back. You know? And they're just like,
you'll never find them.
Like, no, that's legit how shit happens out here sometimes. Like, you cross somebody out here, you go missing, and everybody just wonders, I wonder what happened to Russell.
Well, that's like we were talking, like, back in the day, like, you could run around all day. Your parents didn't know where the fuck you were.
Yeah.
We were down at the neighbor's creek. We were playing with the farming equipment. They were, you know, pulling out corn in the fields, and we're standing on top of the damn wagon waiting for the combine to come back so we can watch, you know. They didn't know where we were. Well, and that's our kids are like, why can't we go to the park? Like, because it's getting dark. And we live, our little town might be tiny, but Route 89 runs right through it. It's a direct shot to Chicago. And the kids are like, oh, no, we'll be fine. It's no big deal. It's like, no, you won't. No. It's a direct route to Chicago. Yep. I don't care how fast you think you can run. You know, it's a scary world out there. Whereas when we grew up, shit, we were going all day. Our parents didn't know where we were.
When we grew up, people drove to school with shotguns hanging in the back window.
Yes.
And you actually had shooting, weapon training safety classes at school. Like, you know, there's several schools out this way had, you know, shotgun clubs where, you know, they would do shoots on a monthly basis.
Yeah, it's kind of neat. It's coming back here in Illinois. Some of the high schools are doing trap league now.
Oh, really? So they're doing trap and skeet classes
again.
They're
starting back up. Yeah, so a lot of them are.
Well, they need to because, you know, that's the problem anymore. Kids play video games and they think guns are used for violence instead of, you know, hey, guns are actually have a real use. You shoot food with them. Yeah, and Danny has a great name for a new book for you. This one time in the cornfield. I
already wrote that. That's my diary.
Well, they can run faster than you think, considering all the roads are all screwed up.
Yeah, that's why we don't take roads. We have 4x4s and big tires.
That's right.
You don't take the road. It's softer in the field.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, and that's been the bad thing. You know, 10 years ago, you could go shoot and just shoot to your heart's content all day long down at the shooting range.
Yeah.
And well, it wasn't even the fact of anybody caring. It was the fact that you could afford to do it.
Yeah.
You could go buy a brick of 22 rounds, the 575 Remington Gold brick.
Yeah.
For like $9. Now you go to buy that, it's like $37. It's like, holy shit. Are these like supercharged or something?
Where's the gold bar? Yeah. What the hell?
What if I put this in my gun? Is it gonna blow the whole freaking target away? You know?
Yeah.
It's gonna grow up into a 45.
Yeah. Well, I remember my grandpa always had, 22 bullets laying around. They were the only bullet that he didn't reload because they're so hard to reload.
Yeah.
So there was always 22 bullets laying around because they were cheap.
Yeah.
And that's what you gave your kid to go squirrel hunting was a 22.
Yep.
Now it's like, oh, I got to go with you. I got a chaperone, and no, you can't
Here's
go on
your
your
410 because 410 shells are cheaper than 22.
Yeah.
When 410s used to be the thing that you're like, don't ever buy a 410 because they're super expensive. Now you can like buy a 410 because nobody ever bought the shit. They got years of ammunition. Stop it. So, well, we got totally derailed on all kinds of cool shit, and it's awesome that you write for the magazine. So, how long has that been going on?
Well, I started that before my book came out because I was waiting on the publisher and hadn't heard anything, and it had been like 4 or 5 months, and I was like, well, I guess my book's gonna wait a while, and until then, let me write something else. So I reached out to the guy that runs ASO magazine, and he was like, well, yeah, I can't pay you much, but yeah, sure. So that's been, I want to say about 2 years now.
That's cool. And that was a nice way to get your foot in the door and get your name out there. And people...
Right. And kind of learn what publishers were looking for. And granted, it's a magazine, so it's different than a novel, but it's still, it kind of got me started. So.
Awesome. Well, it was definitely great having you on the show, McKayla. We had a lot of fun tonight.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you're no problem at all. I really enjoyed this. And I look forward to you releasing your book. Are you doing a huge launch party or just going to be?
I don't know how, but I'm trying. So like the 29th will be a crazy day, I guess, or the 28th. I'm going to try and do it like the day before, get everybody pumped up, get everybody ready. I've got a reader group called the Outlaws through Facebook, so you can jump on there. But I'm going to try. I'm going to try to post it everywhere. What'd he say?
He's saying, be glad that you're in a state that loves guns. They have to pay $20 every time they buy ammo as a fee.
I wouldn't doubt it, and Illinois is headed that way. Yeah.
That is insane.
Illinois hates guns. I don't know why Madigan is like that, because here's a little tidbit. Because we were poor, my dad worked for anybody that would give him money. And one of the guys ran a duck club. Mr. Michael Madigan likes to duck hunt. So why the hell is he helping, push all these gun bylaws through and shit? It's like, you would think. But then again, he doesn't worry about money. Yeah. It's a whole mess.
Well, I'm just glad that I stocked up on ammunition and I was smart and I own like 3,556 rounds and like literally this is probably like an understatement. I think I have like 2,500, 12.
So you're the guy they talk about when something goes down. They're like, we went to his house and there was this room full. He just had thousands of rounds of this and thousands of rounds of that. And
yeah. Well, I mean,
we hear those stories and we're like, no, you guys don't understand. He was just stocking up.
well, see, that's the thing. Whenever you don't have kids and you have a really high-paying job, and you really don't have anything that you have to pay for, or kid with heart issues and clothes for more people other than yourself.
Right.
I could give a shit less. My shirt could have 400 holes in it. I better
Isn't that crazy?
Have 9mm rounds.
Yeah. Yeah, but our kids are wearing the best shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And so back in the day, you're streaming from the wrong closet. So Broomfully has a house full. Sorry, a property full of guns and ammo. Oh, McKayla, we lost McKayla.
Yeah.
Oh, there you
I'm
are.
back. Yep. Sit down, dog.
And so anyway, like I was saying, I had a high-paying job, and I'm like, what do I do with all this money? So I was like buying ammo because we had the stuff in Iraq going on, and we had all that other bullshit going on. And so all the factories were scaling up. So people don't understand, like, the same factories that make our rounds make rounds for the military.
Yes.
So whenever the military says, hey, we need 150,000 of these rounds and we need this made, they shut down their civilian line and they start manufacturing military ammunition. And so that's why during, like, I think it was it was 2009 and 2010. You couldn't find ammo to save your life.
Yeah. Well,
And so
and just recently there was a shortage, and everybody was like, "What the hell? What do you mean there's a shortage?" It wasn't that the ammo was in short supply; it was they couldn't get the primers made fast enough.
Yeah, and so I stocked up. I stocked up a shit ton of it. I was like, I would go to the store and I'd be looking around. I was like, oh, there's 22 shells.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me 4 bricks of those. Oh, you have 9mm ammunition. How many boxes do
Oh,
you have?
hell
Oh, you
yeah.
have a 3-box limit. Okay, give me 3 boxes. Hey, hon,
I'll
go
be back
back in there and
tomorrow.
buy 3 more boxes of these for me.
Yeah, no shit. Well, and we found out that my husband got a new 9mm. He got a SIG, and it won't shoot certain 9. You have to buy certain ones, and it's like.
Let me guess, it won't shoot Winchester because Winchester rounds suck ass.
I think so. I think that's the one. But his what is it? Smith & Wesson 911. It'll shoot anything. It'll.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's how a lot of my guns are. But then I got that Ruger SR9, and it will not shoot Winchester ammunition. My 22 will not shoot Winchester 22s. Like Winchesters, a lot of them, their powder variance is ridiculous.
Well, and some people say it's the casing. Some of their casings are not.
Yeah, they expand.
Yeah.
They're really thin, so they expand too much and they won't extract it. And it jams up the gun.
Yep.
Winchester ammo clogs up your guns. Yes, it does. They're really bad, and I hate to say that because Winchester makes some damn good guns, but their ammo just is shit.
Here's another fun redneck story that all the boys get a kick out of. So I used to work in a floral shop, so I know everything there is to know about flowers. And I told my husband when I worked there, I said, "Don't buy me flowers. I'll kill you. I don't want to see any more flowers." Right? You get home and you're done. You don't want to see any more. So one year for Valentine's Day, he's like, "What can I get you?" And I'm like, "Well, honestly, you want me to be truthful? I want a 20 gauge." And I didn't have a new one. I had all the old ones that family passes down, and I'm like, I want a 20 gauge. So for Valentine's Day, I got a 20 gauge. The guys at the gun store were like, "Really? You asked for this?" I was like, "Fuck yeah, I asked for this."
Yeah. You told them nothing says fuck off when you knock on my door like.
So then it gets better. So then for our anniversary, we went and bought 22 pistols. And the guys were like, "This is for your anniversary?" I'm like, "Well, yeah, who needs a damn, who needs a vacation? Just go get some more guns." Yeah. Yeah, I think the only thing better was Christmas. I asked for an Abu Garcia bait caster, open face bait caster. Because I love the damn things. I know they're shit now, but they used to be nice reels. But I was like, I really want that bait caster, and it was like $200 or $300. So he goes in to buy it, and the guy at the counter goes, "Wait, this is for your wife?" And he's like, "Yeah, it's for my wife." And the guy goes, "Can I be your wife?" He's like, "No." He's like, "It really is for my wife. I'm not shitting you. I'm not giving it to her, so she'll give it to me. No, it's for her. And if I don't get her this one, she'll kill me." Like, I know what I want.
See, my wife screwed me this year. She posted this thing on Facebook and told me I wasn't allowed to do it. She said that she posted this meme the other day that had a gun wrapped, and it says, "Fellas, this year, buy yourself a gun, wrap it, and put it from Santa, and hide it under the tree. So when you drag it out, and the kids ask where it came from, it's from Santa."
You can't argue with Santa.
No, you can't argue with Santa in front of the kids.
Yeah, that's what I
was like, damn it. I mean, yeah, we don't have the money for that shit anyway. But man, those were the days when you didn't have kids and you had the money to buy. Like I was buying guns like crazy. I was like, "Oh wow, this gun looks really cool. Oh, this gun's on sale." It's
downhill slope because, like I said, my oldest one just graduated college, so we're getting on the downhill slope now. Now we've got teenagers. I'm like, okay, it's not gonna be long. They're gonna leave, right? Right? They're gonna. Right? Leave. Yeah. I hope.
Oh.
Yeah. Someday we'll have extra money. It's not now, but someday.
Someday.
I'm gonna make millions off my books.
Yeah, you're gonna make millions. You gotta keep that positive outlook.
Yeah.
And I'm working on mine, so hopefully we can get something going on in January. It'll be awesome. Watch her get a Draco for Christmas.
That'd be cool. I'll put that on my merch store, ammo.
Yeah.
I wonder how I can label that. I'll write that book next.
What's that?
Guns and Ammo.
Oh, Guns and Ammo.
Yeah, it'll be a book, not just a catalog.
That'll be awesome.
Yeah.
The Life of McKayla Jade.
Oh, yeah, there
Guns
you
and
go.
ammo.
The Secret Life of McKayla Jade.
Guns,
One doesn't tell the
ammo,
romance audience.
broadswords, and claymores.
There's that, yeah. Don't forget the double-headed mace.
It makes them throwing knives.
It's hanging in my bedroom.
So everybody, it was great to have McKayla Jade on tonight. We had a lot of fun. It was a blast talking about her books. Check it out. Book 1 is available now on Amazon.com. If you want to get your book signed, get a hold of her. She will hook you up.
Yes.
Also, Tuesday, the 29th, Book 2 drops. So if you want to just do a twofer and wait until next Tuesday and buy both of them, have them sent to your house, all the power to you.
Yes.
And also, check out McKayla's Cafe Press, which I think I still have it saved in here.
Yep.
Let's see. Oh, here we go. Go and buy you some panties. And then the next time when just be ready.
Yeah, be ready.
Get you some panties and take them with you and get them signed by McKayla. Because that shit's going to be funny. When there's like 100 grown-ass men in line for an author and they all have a pair of panties for her to sign.
Yes. God, that'll be awesome. I would love that.
Oh, I would love it too.
Yes, you can videotape.
and like Danny said, the $50 panties and book signed deal.
I'm going to have to order some just so I've got them. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good damn deal. I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah, or even better, you can like order the books and you can hand sew them into the top, and that could be like the bookmark that like instead of the ribbon, it's a pair of panties.
I could do that.
Yeah. Oh, we got some ideas brewing right here.
Yeah. Now we got some marketing going.
So I'll give you a second for the full screen. You can tell everybody where to find you and give one last rundown over what your book is about for anybody that joined late.
Okay. I am author McKayla Jade, and I write historical paranormal romance right now. And Warrior's Secret you can get now. That's out now everywhere you get books. Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Kobo, wherever. Ebook, print book, whatever. Warrior's Trust is coming out the 29th. It's up for pre-order now on Amazon, or you can get it on Kindle Unlimited. It'll shoot it right to your Kindle as soon as it comes available. And you can find me on Facebook most of the time, but I've got a website, authormckaylajade.com, and Snapchat. You'll find me, author McKayla Jade. What else you got, Russ?
And don't forget Cafe Press, which is in the comments right there.
Yep.
You can get you your own personalized author McKayla Jade merch.
Yes, all kinds of merch. Notebooks, bags.
Shot glasses.
Yes, lunchbox, whatever.
Limited to one purchase per person.
Well, I'm not going to limit it because then,
That's how she's going to make her money.
Yeah.
She's going to be a millionaire just off of panties from Brian.
And
Cookie will be like, Brian, I'm cutting you off. Your card is
No, she won't. She'll be in line getting hers autographed too.
Oh, Smithers joined in at the end. Sorry, buddy. Well, thanks so much for being on here, McKayla. If you would, hang out in the back. I'm going to kick you to the green room, and I'll be back in a second. I'm going to say goodbye.
All righty.
Thank you very much.
Yep. Bye, guys.
Thanks so much for being here tonight, guys. We had a fun show. It was a great time. Thanks for listening to all the cool stories. And definitely check out McKayla's books. Check out her Cafe Press merch line. Get you some awesome, authentic McKayla Jade merchandise for a while you read your books. And definitely, if you like her books and you want to go visit her at the con and get your books signed, make sure you score yourself some panties. Because we got to make this happen. I want to see it. And I want to see it hit national news. Like, con goers everywhere. Can you believe this? There's 150 grown-ass men in line to get panties signed. And it's just going to be the funniest thing in the world. Like, it's going to hit national news if it happens. I'm guaranteeing it. Because it's going to be like the first time ever. So, everybody, have a great night. Have a great week. Check me out Sunday. We have an awesome show lined up Sunday. We will have Miss Kara Nicole on to talk about Fire Bitch 2. So I will be doing the graphics and stuff for that tomorrow and getting that posted up. And again, like I said before, I will be doing a makeup show for Blue Balls Reviews. Exploding Blue Balls Reviews. We'll have a makeup show Thursday before Steph's show at 6:30, 7-ish Central Time. So be prepared for that. And we'll have a regular show on Saturday for Blue Balls Reviews. We'll be reviewing some other books. So thanks a lot, everybody. Have a great night. Thanks for checking out the show. Thanks for liking. Thanks for sharing. As always, Rust Explode Studios, projects that'll blow your mind. You guys have a great night and stay awesome.